supported us.
Thank you.
Russell supported us. He looked after us.
He's a fibber.
This is the type of person he is. He was going out with a young lady for about 3 months. She was absolutely wonderful, right? But Russell come in to me one day and he said, I'm fed up with her, I want to dump her. I said, well, Russell, she thinks a lot of you. She's a really nice girl. Do it gently. You know what he done? We went down to the local pub that evening. I'm standing at the bar. Russell walks in, chatting up all the ladies. I'll get it sorted and all that, because that's what he's like, yeah? I thought there's nothing unusual about that. Russell's chatting to the women. Unfortunately, about 2 or 3 minutes later, his girlfriend, after 3 months, walked in, OK? Next thing, she comes up to me in floods of tears, really upset. I said, whatever's the matter? Russell come up to me as well. I said, whatever's the matter? What have you done, Russell? And you know what she said to him? Russell, why are you telling all my girlfriends that I am your ex-girlfriend? And you know what he replied? Because you are. And that's the first time she knew about it.
Oh, no! Listen, we've got to take a break now, but join us in a few minutes when we'll be meeting the woman who says that if Yvonne doesn't like the way Russell is, she's only got herself to blame. Don't go away. Russell's case, he's accused of being a spoilt brat. Russell, you look like you need a bit of support
I really
here.
do.
Who's your first witness?
Well, it's one of my mum's best friends, Leslie.
Let's bring Leslie into court. Now, Leslie, you say that Yvonne can't expect Russell to behave any differently.
No.
Because she's made him like that.
She has. She's got 6 and they're all exactly the same.
So how are they? What are they like?
He's the only spoilt one.
No, he's not. How can he be spoiled?
He's the only selfish one. All the other boys help me.
All the other boys help
yeah.
Les, you know that.
Yeah,
He
they do. They all help me. And so
himself.
does Chris.
Russell helps.
Russell
helps. Russell helps.
How does he help?
He looks after the kids when she was in hospital. And as for having no food, I know for a fact that before she went in hospital, we went out and filled the cupboards up with tin stuff.
Yeah, and they ate it within the next about 3 or 4 days.
Well,
and they come
exactly.
Yeah, but he was getting takeaways out of the money he should have been filling the fridge up with.
Yeah, but he
can't fill a fridge up with money.
It didn't matter whether he got takeaway. The freezers broke, so they had to get fresh food every day. So it didn't matter whether he got
But the money would have lasted longer.
Two young kids, pretty upset you just come out of hospital. I'm trying to cheer these up. What do you want for dinner? McDonald's. I've just been a good brother.
The money would have lasted longer if you got fresh food instead of getting takeaways. The money went too quick, and you come round and you ask to borrow money.
What?
Then you get money off Lorraine. Then you get money off for Gary. But do you pay him back? No. Still, I'll get any
But then it wasn't just for him. He's not just feeding himself. He's feeding.
Oh, no,
he's feeding the other 4 indoors.
Yeah.
Right, is Yvonne being too hard on him, do you think?
She's been. I don't see why she's picking on him.
So
he's no different to the others. All right, Simon's not there. Simon's her angel because he's not there. But if he was at home, she'd be moaning about him.
So has Yvonne mollycoddled him and made him kind of quite lazy around the house?
When they was little, her kids were so just so they couldn't have hair out of place. She used to buy them an ice lolly, but they could only have a lemonade one in case it dribbled down them and got them dirty. But she'd give everybody else's kids a red one and make them all dirty and sticky.
I was so proud of my boys. I was just so proud of them. I like them to
but also, Yvonne, you say that he's quite vain and spoiled. He takes great care of his hair. And
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
But his bedroom has got so much lab series. He's always putting cosmetics on his face. You know what? He took the last tenner out of my pocket the other week because his roots were coming through.
Well, you should have took it back and had yours done.
Yeah, but I always put him first, and I'm fed up putting him first.
That's absolutely 100% untrue. Debbie, your sister dyes my hair. She doesn't charge me. I'll give her a box of fags every now and then.
You've never bought her a box of fags. I'm the one that has to give her the fags. You've never bought her a box of fags.
Just ask because when your mum did come out of hospital, you did do something nice for her. What did you do?
It was just a little while after. It was at Christmas time. She was looking a bit rough. No offence to you, Mum, but he was looking a bit rough.
Oh, yeah, no offence.
And she's always said she wanted a makeover. So for me and my brother chipped in for Christmas, we got her a nice little makeover just before she went on holiday.
Yeah,
and it was a nice thought, and she was pleased with that.
Gary, it's time for you to call your last witness now. She feels she has to help Yvonne out when Russell doesn't. Who is it?
Well, I'd like to call my last witness, which is Yvonne's twin sister, Lorraine.
Let's bring Lorraine into court. Now, Lorraine, what's he like? Is he as bad as Yvonne and Gary are saying?
I'll be perfectly truthful. He's a lovely fella, but he's utterly selfish.
Yeah.
He's a spoilt brat. A little while ago, I went round the house. Yvonne's found it very hard since her husband left. You've got to understand, she's brought 5 boys up on her own, and it was very hard for her.
Yeah.
I went round there, and the 2 youngest, being 10 and 12, was crying. They had holes in their trainers. Yvonne said, I've spent my money this week. It's been very hard for her. Perhaps we'll sort something out for next week. I went round there the next day, and Yvonne was really upset. Russell had gone out that day and spent £150 on a designer shirt. Don't get me wrong, it's Russell's money, but all I'm saying is, if he'd give a little bit more finance or help to Yvonne, is what I'd like.
Oh.
And, hang on.
Right.
They did get their trainers from their nan and granddad. They went out and bought their trainers because Yvonne couldn't afford it. This is what I'm saying. He's a lovely fella. I just wish he'd give a little bit more financially.
Lorraine, I
and
give
help.
loads to them
Hang
kids.
on, I'm in the witness at the moment.
Right, okay.
A little bit of help financially.
Yeah.
And round the house. I've never been round the house. This is God's honest truth. And I've seen a duster in his hand, the Hoover going.
Untrue.
He has never, ever helped as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but what about
As far as the kids are concerned,
The
Lorraine...
other boys, I'll tell you something. When Yvonne was in hospital, they was going to put a lick of paint over the house. I thought, brilliant. Make it better for Yvonne, 'cause she's found it really hard.
Yeah.
I took paint materials round there. Christopher, the younger one in the audience, although he's standing by Russell, that's fine. He did put some paint around the house. Russell has not lifted up a paintbrush, and he hasn't touched... That's 4 months ago, and it's still sitting there.
Right, now, Russell, reply to it. There's lots of
Right,
accusations
as far as
there.
the kids are concerned, Lorraine, you're saying I'll never do anything for them. They class me, since my dad left, as a father figure, role model type bloke. If you ask them what they want to be in the role, they won't say, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a policeman, I want to be like Russell. I'm a role model to them.
Yes,
honestly.
yes,
Russell,
I
never
agree.
mind that.
And
Russell,
that's come
what
out. This is
not the
what
argument.
about what Lorraine just said about when your mum was really skint, she couldn't afford 2 pairs of trainers? Why wouldn't you give her the
I
150 quid?
work my back to the bone to get good clothes. I like spending money on clothes. It's fair
You
enough.
spend a lot of
Well,
money
a
on
couple of weeks later, I did buy my little brother Tom a pair of shoes because he was starting school again.
Yeah.
And I spent 40, 50 quid on a pair of shoes for him because he doesn't dress smartly and with expensive clothes. So I bought him a pair of shoes. He looks good now. He does look good.
I just wish you think about me just for once.
Yeah, just for once.
He's
Just
just
Yvonne.
so selfish. I love him, but he's so selfish.
He buys his clothes, but he lets his other brothers wear them.
Thank you.
OK, well,
Don't just say, that's mine, and no one else can
Let
have
his other
it.
brothers wear him. He's got a lock on his
Yes.
bedroom door.
But my brother's broken into
What
this.
shirt has Christopher
That's my
got on?
shirt. He's got
That's
my
my
jeans.
coat.
Christopher, whose shirt's that?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, Carol.
Very quickly, because I'm going to bring your last
I had a
papers
knock on
on.
the door. I had a knock on the door. My brothers broke into it. In the end, I said, look, if you want to borrow them, just take them when you want. You don't have to ask anymore. And they're sweet, and they take them any time they want.
OK, well, it's almost time
Can I
for the
make another
jury
point,
to
Carol?
retire, to consider their verdict. But before that, Russell has one last chance to sway the jury. Russell, tell us who your last witness
Well, I've
is.
lived on my own before. It's my ex-flatmate and one of my good mates, Joe.
Let's bring Joe into court. Right. Joe, we've heard he's spoiled, selfish, inconsiderate. What was he like to live with?
I would disagree with all that, to be honest. He was
Was he-
cool, he was fine, no problems at all.
Oh, come on, what's he like? Tell us.
Tell me about when you used to get in from work.
When I got in from work, I made sure I told him 6:30 I'll be at the door. He made sure I had a cup of tea ready for me to sit down and relax.
I used to work early. I used to work early.
Yeah, he used to
get
finish
up
early.
4:30 in the morning, work my bum off all day. Used to get at 2 in the afternoon, have a bit of a kip. When Joe, my other flatmate, got in, he used to have dinner on the table ready for him.
Do you know where the tea is in the kitchen, in our house? You've never made me a cup of tea.
He's made me a cup of tea in the house.
You annoy me, Mum.
This
This
is
is all fib.
Whenever I
Russell,
come
he's
to your
so
house, he
selfish.
offers me a cup of tea.
Russell,
And I say
where's the
yes.
tea kept?
The tea is kept above the oven on the left with the sugar, the milk's in the fridge. I know how to make tea, Mum. I make you tea all the time.
The trouble is, Russell loves to impress his friends around him.
Yeah.
All we're saying
Every
is give
teenager
a
does,
little
Lorraine.
little bit of time to your mum, who's had it hard, and she deserves it, Russell.
deserve it.
That's all I'm saying. She'll give you a little bit more leeway when she was on her own, and I think you took a little bit advantage of this, and I think she should give a little bit more thought to your mum. That's my argument.
But he gives as much fault to Yvonne as
Not
the
the
others
other boys.
do.
No, I disagree. Christopher puts himself out. Christopher has 12-hour shifts, and he puts himself out. Matthew does his bit. Simon's away from home. Even the little boys clear up after
They
him.
do clear up.
Yeah,
Leslie.
they
Just
do
do
as little or as much as what Russell does. He's very good just
Very
picking on
quickly,
Russell.
Joe, you said that he actually babysits for Yvonne sometimes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen it on a Friday or Saturday night. If he even wanted to go out, I've seen him babysit, yeah, and stay in.
Yeah, but why does he babysit, Yvonne? When does he babysit?
The only time Russell babysits is when he ain't got no money.
OK, well, jury, it's time for you to cast your votes now, but first, Russell can make one final attempt to win you over. Russell, go back to the dock and convince them that you're innocent. Make your plea.
There's a lot of pride at stake here. First things first, this show's not about vanity, it's not about selfishness, it's about being spoilt. If you think I'm spoilt, vote guilty. But like I say, there's a lot at stake here, so please. That's it.
OK. That was a very heartfelt, charming plea. Now go cast your votes. Right, I'm outside the court. Will the jury spoil Russell's day and find him guilty? Let's find out. Yes, madam, how did you vote?
Not guilty.
Why?
Because I think he's young, he's having fun, his mum's showing a bit of favouritism, really.
And he's cute, of course.
Yeah.
I thought so. Madam, how did you vote?
I voted guilty.
Why?
His sister gave such a convincing argument, I had to accept what she said.
That swayed you.
That swayed my vote.
Thank you very much. What about you, sir? What do you think?
I think he's not guilty.
Why?
I think he should just go out and have some fun.
I thought you would. You've got that look.
No, he's not guilty.
Why?
Well, she should be thankful that she's got children that don't argue and fall out all the time. They're helping each other, aren't
OK, that's great. Thank you very much. OK, that's what the jury think. Let's get back inside and find out what the verdict is. We're back in the courtroom, but what have the jury decided? Let's find out. But first, Russell, before the jury went out, you said there was a lot at stake. It was very important.
A hell of a lot at stake.
Tell us what's at stake.
Well, if I'm found guilty today, I've got to go next Saturday. I've got to go to my local pub dressed as a woman and go to the local club. And if I'm not guilty, Gary has got a dyed hair blonde like mine.
Well, let's put one of you out of your misery. Foreman of the jury, would you please stand? Foreman, have you reached a verdict?
We have.
Do you find Russell, the defendant, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Okay. So, Russell, innocent. Gary, in big trouble.
Big trouble.
So,
Big trouble when I go to work.
yeah, now, just as a preview, to let people know what you're going to look like with this white hair, we've got something at the back here, haven't we? Let's have a look at it. We're going to just see what you look like with blonde hair. Now. So, stick it on. Do you like curly or straight? It's up to
anything.
you. Go on, stick it on. Fabulous. Fabulous. I think you're going to get a bit of stick in the fire station.
I think I will.
Now, the other thing as well for you, Yvonne, right? If he gets really bad, really bad,
Can't get
we've
worse.
got somewhere for you to go. Mike's got a little house for you. Now you can go out in the back garden and hide.
I need that.
Or you can put him in it if you like. It's up to you.
No, I'd rather go in it.
Okay.
For some peace and quiet.
You go in it. And Russell, you're free to go, kiddo.
So
free.
happy.
Off you go. Case closed. I think he suits that work. Anyway, that's all we've got time for today. But do join us again for more trials and tribulations on Guilty. Bye for now.